we have our first speaker for the day. He has held several key leadership posts at SABIC, and he served as the Executive Vice President for Polymers and held the posts of Executive Vice President of Performance Chemicals and Vice President of Global LL and LDPE polyethylene businesses, General Manager of Operations and Planning for Basic Chemicals and Strategic Business Units, and the General Manager at Oxygenets. I'm very delighted to invite on stage Engineer Abdulrahman Al-Fageeh, Acting CEO of SABIC and Chairman of GPCA, to deliver his opening remarks. Please welcome.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Your Royal Highness, Your Highnesses, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the GPCA, I have the first time honor to welcoming you all for the first time forum in Riyadh. After 15 years in Dubai, the forum taking place here in this capital city of the great nation that a member of the GCC and the G20. And that's why I'm especially grateful that the host nation's Minister of Energy, His Royal Highness Prince Abdulaziz bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, has joined us for his unprecedented occasion with his distinguished guests. It is clear to me that he is deeply aware of the crucial role of the industry that will have in shaping a sustainable future for Saudi Arabia and for the Gulf regions. I also must express gratitude to His Excellency Yusuf Al-Banyan, the Saudi Minister of Education. Yusuf welcomed the attendees to this event 5 times. It was his idea to rotate the GPCA Forum among the GCC countries and to start with Saudi Arabia. The GPCA Forum has now become a flagship event for the global chemical industry. It is the place where we identify the latest global trends and challenges to decide how the regional industry should respond. So let me start with the challenges. As you may see here in the first slide, last month, the International Monetary Fund predicted the global economic growth would slow from 3.2% in 2022 to 2.7% in the 2023. Given that chemical serves an input, as Asil said in her introduction, for 96% of the manufactured product, the chemical industry usually feels the impact 2 to 3 quarters before the rest of the global economy. I can tell you, concerns about an upcoming recession are already impacting the demand for chemicals. These concerns come from historical volatility in commodity prices, worry about the security of energy and food supplies. These macroeconomics that you are seeing in front of you, trends have led to a sharp decline in the profitability for the chemical industry. After a significant profit uplift due to the post-pandemic recovery in the last 2 years. I'm not surprised by this. It just reflects the cyclical nature for our industry. But we at GPCA should note that our regional chemical industry is more volatile than that our global peers and requires some strategic actions that I will talk about shortly. In this slide you see first, let me point out that our industry is always going through non-cyclical changes that fundamentally affect our value chains. Globalization has been in decline for a while now. Fewer goods are being exported. In 2008, the percentage was 37%, but in 2009, declined to 31%. The situation is only worsened by changing world order and geopolitical tensions. Next, national policies have also changed in many aspects, whether due to the inflation or carbon emissions. They are impacting the upstreams and the downstreams. And of course, technology continues to advance and changing business models. But with these circumstances, we should never forget that customer demand ultimately determines our industry fate. Our industry has a long history of addressing challenges. The latest shining examples was due to the COVID-19 pandemic, when the chemical industry delivered life-saving solutions under stressful circumstances. I believe that the chemical industry needs to address both cyclical and non-cyclical challenges affecting our value chains. Three areas, as you may see in this slide, where opportunities for solutions can found: integration, collaboration, and decarbonization. When I speak about integration, I talk about capitalizing on synergies between the upstreams and downstream sectors. JCC chemical players are well positioned for this. Competitive manufacturing assets are located near the energy resources. This greater integration will increase the resilience of our industry and the value of our products and the net cash margins. The integrated business model has already been proven. Around 30% of the refineries worldwide are integrated with a commodity petrochemicals. And some integrated mega projects are able to convert more than 40% of crude oil barrels into chemical products. We at the GCC have done our fair share of collaboration too, and I will explain to you how. In Middle East, more than half of the total chemical capacity is run as a partnership, and there have been significant exchanges of technology and capital with companies outside the GCC. But to address the increasing demand for sustainable solutions, we have to collaborate more through a circular economy. Now, upstream and downstream integration goes some way to circularize value chain, and it will help to reuse carbon-containing gases and reduce carbon emissions. Reuse and reduce are two of the four easy remember words in the circular carbon economy endorsed by the G20. The other two are recycle and remove. Recycling more products from the value chain essentially requires chemical companies to share the risk and the rewards. Fortunately, this is happening The Alliance to End Plastic Waste is a perfect example of this. GPCA is to working more broadly with policymakers, consumer goods companies, and retailers in the region to develop regulations and standards that support the recycling of plastic packaging. And that brings me to the